everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Missy. This little guy is Paul, my 8-month-old son now. Today I am going to talk to you about books, specifically baby books, and not baby books that adults read, baby books that you read to your baby. They're not obviously reading books, but there are so many different types, and I had put a bunch on my registry, and I did one of those instead of cards. I wanted baby books to kind of build our library, which I think is an awesome idea and I recommend, but I had no idea that there were different types of books, different age groups. I just kind of picked on Amazon rating which ones had high ratings, and I regret doing that. So I wanted to break it down into different categories and kind of go through and explain to you the different type of categories there are. So hopefully that will help you. Okay, so again, not all baby books are the same. I will say that some of the books, like this guy right here, Goodnight Moon, are really helpful in that the back of the book will tell you an age bracket that this is a good book to read to. So like this book, Goodnight Moon, is newborn to 3 years old, which is very helpful. Not all the books have that, but the ones that do are very helpful. So the first category I'm going to talk about is sensory books, and I'm even going to chunk sensory books into a couple different sections. So the first one, because I only have one, and I'm going to steal it from him very nicely. Can I borrow this? Can I borrow this? Yeah! He really likes this book. It's made out of crinkly paper, so I classify it as a book because you can read it to him. This is from our KiwiCo Panda box that Paul has, and if you're not familiar with Panda box, it's by KiwiCo and it's a STEAM program. So if I remember it, it's science, technology, what is the E? Education, art, mathematics? If that isn't right, I'll link it or show it over here so you can see. So we started getting Paul the STEM box or Kiwi box. I don't even remember. I think he was maybe 3 months old, and we love it. I don't buy any toys because I just let the boxes come. I have two. I have this one and Lovevery, and I'm going to talk about another one of their products. I probably have coupons below, or coupon codes that I can leave you below. I think it's something like you get some money off, I get some money off, or something like that. But it's a coupon code. If I have one, I'll leave it. Paul loves these. So it's sensory, it's crinkly. He likes to grab it, not necessarily read it per se. And then I read it to him. It also has this Velcro thing so you can like attach it to stuff, which is also very helpful. But he loves it. You want this one back, bud? So another sensory one. I think I got this at BJ's Warehouse. It was from the Easter Bunny. This one, and there's a couple different like that have, like this one has fur that he can feel. The ear has different feeling ones. I don't know if I can link this one exactly, but it's like a touch and feel type book. And he really didn't get into this one until about 6 months to now. He still likes it. And now he likes to point. So he'll point to things and like I'll open the page, read to him, and maybe I'll like fluff it with my fingers and then he'll go touch it. So before 6 months, he could really care less. He just looked at it. But 6 months older, Paul loved this one. But there are a series of books. I think we have 3 of them. There's one downstairs on trucks as well. This is, the brand is Baby Touch and Feel. These are on Amazon. So he has the dinosaurs and this one's animal. And it's the same kind of concept. Like each one of these, like maybe they're shiny. It has like rough material that he can, you know, touch with his fingers. And he likes this one. Another thing to point out is that the flow of these books is very quick, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So there's not a lot of words and you can go through the book quickly. It holds his attention versus some other books that are too many words and he just doesn't get into them. So then with the sensory, there's kind of 2 other types of sensories. The ones where they can basically pull parts of the book off and explore different things. And there are paper versions and board books or cardboard versions. I separated them because I feel like one is more durable than the other, possibly. I don't know. He hasn't destroyed any of these, by the way. So this one is his new favorite. It's Dear Zoo, has a bazillion ratings online. And this one, I think is as old as me. It's a very old book. But the flow is also very fast. There's not a lot of words. And there's these little pieces that he can flap. I have to help him a little bit. But he really likes this one. He seems to be really good at the pull down type parts of the book, and he really likes this. He gets excited, he's very quiet, he listens to me read it, and then he likes to touch the pages. So he really likes these types of books. Just recently, he started to get the able to touch. I'm gonna say 7 months, 7.5 months to current, he just started kind of being able to pull these apart. But I will say that this is like a thicker paper, but like paper stock, so this makes me think that you know, he could rip these when he gets older. Just a thought. So he has a couple of these. Then there's two, we just got him this one from Target. It's a Halloween themed one. This is Baby's Love and Babies in the Woods. I doesn't even say who these are from. Cottage Door Press. And these actually do have on the back an age for you. It says this one is 0 months plus, and the Babies in the Woods is 6 months plus. So you can take that for what it is. But Paul didn't really start grabbing these till recently. But he liked them as of 6 months. He liked being read to, but he didn't really start grabbing these till recently, within the past month, I'd say. But these are, again, there's not a lot of words on the page, and it's these flaps that pull out, and they really hold his attention. And each time you flip a page, he likes to be able to flip these pages. And these books also, the pages, I don't know if you can see, this is called a board book. It's made out of cardboard, and the pages are really thick and sturdy. So I also help him encourage to flip the page himself, because I can just, you know, read a page and I lift a little bit up here, and then he can flip the next page, and he seems to really like doing that. So this is the Board Books sensory one. So this book, my mom actually gave me. It's from me and my sisters when we were kids. But I'm bringing this up because a couple reasons, but to kind of tell you the difference between what a board book is and what that even means. This book, the pages are actually paper. So he likes to touch them, and he likes the drawings and everything, but it's a little hard for him to do the pages himself. So almost most of the baby books for his age group are what's called board books. And it's just these cardboard, really thick pages. It's easy for them to grab. Also, they're very wipeable. So if he has, like, you know, schmutz on his hand and gets it on there, you can wipe it off pretty easy. So they're very little hand friendly. So board books is pretty much all he has for the most part. We have a couple paper books that we read with him. So in dividing up the books, I've kind of classified them into books that I read to him during the day and books that I read to him at night. So we started reading to Paul, I want to say he was like 3 months old. We started, yeah, I think it was around 3 months. We started a night routine. So at like, I think 7 o'clock, we'd come upstairs, we'd play with him on the floor, he'd get in his jammies, and then we ended up, before we fed him to sleep, we'd start reading him books. Do I think he was even like, could care? No. It was probably me and more for Matt at that point. But it was just the whole routine, getting a routine. He heard these books. Half the time he wouldn't pay attention. I couldn't even get him to sit in the chair and read a book. He would be squirming all over the place. So I actually ended up standing and reading to him. Well, in those early ages, I think I have a picture I'll show you. That's how I used to read to him. I'd stand and read a book, and I could get him to pay attention if I was holding him. And now he loves it. He loves reading. I think all babies do. They like hearing your voice. It's quiet, it's calm. They can focus on, you know, pictures in front of them. The pages turn, new pictures appear. I feel like all babies, for the most part, really enjoy it. But from some research that I found, there are different books to read at night versus during the day. So, for example, this one, Goodnight Moon, comes up a lot if you're looking at nighttime books. Obviously, it's talking about going to sleep for this little rabbit, but it does have almost like a rhythmic flow to it. Like in the Great Green Room, there was a telephone, a red balloon, and a picture of, it has more of a flow to it than, for example, like another classic book, Brown Bear, What Do You See? And it's, you know, these pictures of different things. This does have a rhyme to it, but I feel like it's just a little bit more, not as calming perhaps. So this is a book we read all the time during the day. And we also have, I think we read about 3 to 4 books, takes about 15-20 minutes at night. And just something I came up with, whoever's reading to him, we always end with Goodnight Moon. So that's our last book. And in my mind, then this is a trigger for him that it's time to go to bed. I don't know if it actually works, but that's what we've been doing. So we do rotate a couple of the books that we read at night, but we always end with Goodnight Moon. Our other favorite bedtime stories are Time for Bed by Mem Fox, I think. And we did get some of these gifted from friends, and I love them. Another really good one that I read was great for nighttime is Dr. Seuss, because there's a flow to it as well. I don't have any Dr. Seuss books for him. They are on his registry, which we're still using for friends and family, so hopefully maybe Santa Claus will bring him some Dr. Seuss books. Another one he really likes is Goodnight Construction Site. Again, it has a flow to it, and it's about nighttime for construction equipment. It's adorable. This one is by Sherry Dusky Rinker and Tom Lechtenheld. I'm going to link all these. I don't know what this one is. I Love You to the Moon and Back is another really great nighttime book that we read. And then during the day books, just either before nap time or just during the day when we're playing, some of our favorites are The Pout Pout Fish, and we do read this sometimes at night as well. I highly recommend this one. This one's adorable. It's one of the first books we started reading him, and he really likes this one. I'm sure there's some kind of technical term for the flow of these children's books that I'm doing a horrible job explaining, but this one he really likes. So we love The Pout Pout Fish, and my other fave is I Love You Stinky Face. They're adorable. Those are the ones I read to him all the time, including Brown Bear, What Do You See? And of course, The Hungry Caterpillar. Also kind of funny, but Paul really likes it and my husband likes to read them, are these Rocket Science for Baby books. They're on Amazon. These are hilarious, but they're just pictures. It's a board book. We read these to Paul during the day. I haven't read these at night, but these are quite funny. But Paul really likes them, so we read him those as well. This is one that I kind of missed. Probably really poor the sensory. Again, this is from the KiwiCo box, but this is a book that goes in the bath. So we bring this in the bath each time. I'm sure it's hard to see, but the pages are kind of white, and then when he takes it in the bath, the water makes the colors come out, and it's really cool, and he likes that. So now we're getting into kind of really Montessori-ish-esque type of books. I am not a Montessori expert by any means. I've just done some research, and I like some of the philosophies that they talk about. So one of the things that we did get in addition to the KiwiCo box or the Panda box is we also get Lovevery, and we just started getting that. I think we got 2 boxes. I love it. It's a box that comes, I think, every other month, and it's all Montessori type toys, and it includes a book every time, which is awesome. So we're building our library that way as well. But with Montessori, their books are more real life pictures, and there's really not, that I've seen, a story going along with them. It's kind of you just like, so he loves these, and each one of these is basically just a part of the face or body, so like mouth or ear, and according to the instructions that come with my Lovevery, it was saying that you would like point to the mouth on the baby on the book, point to the mouth on your face, and then point to the mouth on his face, and that's kind of putting them all together for him. So we've been practicing with this one, and he loves this book. The other thing that one of my Lovevery came with was this little box here, and in this box, along with my hair, are cards, big cards. So it's basically taking that book and just putting it in a card form, and he loves this. One side will have a card with a texture to it, like this ball, and the other one's just a picture. And there's, I don't know, like a dozen or so of them, and he loves playing with this. So we'll put them out, we'll talk through them, he likes to point to them, he likes to be able to shuffle them around, and then in one of these, there's a mirror somewhere, and he likes to play with that one as well. I don't know which one it is, but not really a book, but kind of just in line with those cards. I thought I'd mention it. We also got these just Montessori-esque cards. Some of them have real life pictures, some of them are black and white. He is obsessed with these as well. I don't know if you technically call them books, but he likes them. Do you have to get a Lovevery membership subscription to get these? Absolutely not. I did another video a while back on DIY toys, and it included these. So these are just things I printed off Pinterest, and I had them laminated. You don't even have to do that, and he loves these as well. So then there are other books that I purchased, like Giraffes Can't Dance, The Tale of Peter Rabbit we got from a family member, and I think I gave this to Paul and Matt for Father's Day, and they are just, I don't want to say advanced, but for some reason he just like does not hold his attention when I read them. The Peter Rabbit is a little more story based, so there's a lot more words on each page, so you spend more time on one page than the other. So I don't know if that's why he just doesn't care for it, but when I read him some of these books, he's just squirmy and could care less and wants to do something else. So I know that he doesn't like them right now, but that's okay. I have this bin that goes in the closet of books, and actually what I do is I do not keep all these books out at the same time. We cycle through about maybe 9. I'll keep 3 for bedtime, 3 up here in his room to play, and then 3 downstairs when we play. And everything else goes in that bin, and then, I don't know, once a week, once every other week when I remember, I'll just cycle through the books, take some out, and put those away. So he's always looking at kind of new books. Yeah, you like those, huh? And then some other books that he's just a little too young for right now, which I'm excited to read to him, are The Giving Tree, the Richard Scarry best storybook ever, which was from my childhood. We have tried to read a couple of these, but again, he doesn't seem to hold his attention. I think he's just too little. We bought this last Christmas when Paul was still in my tummy, but it's Charlie Brown Christmas. My husband liked this one. So this, again, I'm going to try to read it to him this year. So I don't know if it'll hold his attention just yet, but I'm excited to go through those books. So those are all the types of books that I read with my baby right now and a little bit in the future. I hope you found this helpful. It was something that I had to look up and didn't really think much of when I was pregnant, being a first-time mom. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you'd subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Hey.